Welcome back to another MECH 1000 video. We're in chapter 8 of the textbook, and in this chapter we're learning how to make dimensions, and in this video specifically we're going to learn how to make leaders. Leaders are used for local notes. They can be made just like dimensions in one of two places. On the home ribbon we have this small annotation toolbar which has a leader command. It's got a little pull down here that shows us we can either create a new leader or add basically an arrow, add a leader to an existing leader, or remove one, and then some organizational tools for organizing leaders after they've been made. Right now we just want to basically learn the basics here of making a leader. So you can select the command from here, or on the annotate ribbon there is a multi-leader command here as well. When we choose the multi-leader command, we want to first click on what it is we want the note to point to, and then drag the cursor away from that position. And with a second click, it will place the leader, and then it gives us the opportunity to write in whatever the text might be. So I'll just put local note, close the text editor. So the multi-leaders and text should be either on their own separate layer, or you could include them on the same layer as the dimensions. I have here just an annotation layer created, so I can include that on the annotation layer. Annotation includes text, notes, dimensions, all that kind of stuff. And of course the benefit to placing things like this on their own separate layer, one of the benefits is that if you ever want to turn them off, you can, and then you can turn the layer back on to bring it back. So making a multi-leader, and it's called a multi-leader because the thing that's attached to it is multi-line text, is fairly easy. But let's say we needed to change the scale of it. So in a previous video I showed you how we could change the scale of our dimensions. Let's modify our dimension style to an overall scale of 2. Okay, which makes all of the text and arrows and everything about the dimensions larger. But you'll notice the multi-leader here is still the same size, and we want the text of our leaders to be the same size as the text of our dimensions. So if we need to edit the scale of our multi-leader, we come to the annotate ribbon, click in the lower right corner of the leaders toolbar, and it brings up a dialog box similar to the dimension style manager, only this is the multi-leader style manager. So again, we can modify our style, and we want to change the scale. It's on the Leader Structure tab. We can change that scale to be 2. And that updates the size of our multi-leader, and now it's the same size as our dimensions. In future chapters, we're going to be creating some assembly drawings that have multiple parts, and we want to identify those parts with part numbers that have multi-leaders, just like the icon here, have a circle around them. So I'll go ahead and show you how to make those now. What I recommend doing is, you're probably going to still need the standard style for making local notes. So rather than modifying this standard style, we're going to create a new style, and we can call this, I'll call it balloon. And the reason why is because on the content tab of our multi-leader style manager, we're going to change what is attached to the leader. The leader, strictly speaking, is just the arrow and the line attached to the arrow. And so by default, we have multi-line text, or M text. We can change that to a block, a predefined block, and there are several different blocks that we can choose from, including a circle. And we have to, again, set the scale here to match the scale of our dimensions and other multileaders. So I can make that a 2. And let me just check real quick here that the leader structure, yeah, the scale here as well is 2 also. So what that allows you to do then is to create a multileader. And when you make it, this Edit Attributes box pops up, and you can enter the tag number. Let's just say 1 and OK. And there we go. We've got a leader that, instead of just being plain text, has a circle around it. But I made that on the 0 layer. That should really be on the annotation layer. So that's how you can make multileaders, edit the scale of multileaders, and even create a new style of multileaders that have a block attached to the end of them.